We are going live, so finally, once again, my name is Neurointegrate, I come from Poland, I'm 17 years old, I don't know what else you need to know about me, but I will be your caster and I hope that you will like it. And there we go, TSM on the CT side, Penta Sports on the T side, 5 Glocks on Penta, 4 USPs and TSM, and of course the dual Berettas that TSM and so overall Danish teams are pretty much known for. For example, Pimp likes to play with their dual Berettas and usually has some success with it, so maybe that's something that flows in the Danish blood. Oh, there we go, Carrigan gets a nice entry headshot to put his team in a 5v4 right away. So definitely looking good for them. A Crystal, he got boosted up the window apparently, and will not manage to secure the frag on Carrigan anyway. He had 20 bullets in that Glock walking into the fight. He still whiffed most of them, and they did get the bomb plant indeed, so they might be able to pick up some weapons a little bit earlier, but TSM quite easily take this round. The entry frag was there in the middle. Then Crispy managed to answer with one, but that's actually everything Penta managed to accomplish in this round. And most importantly, Crystal's fail in the jungle was very bad for the team right there. Might have earned him a little bit more time if he killed a guy and then had that window area under his crosshair. And there we go, round number 2 now. TSM probably got a roll over Penta, but as you can see it's a force by Crystal, only playing with a P250 and nothing else, so he'll be faking it out on bomb site A. He peeks, he gets blown down to 39 hit points, but now just falls back, and he's of course hoping to force a rotation towards that bomb site A, so the rest of the team has an easy entry on B. There's 2 people right now in the middle, shooting right at Carrigan, but he manages to survive and just falls back, giving a lot of info to his team. So there we go, 2 from the underpass. I'm gonna have to be extremely careful. He just goes down to Crispy instead though. He heard the dink. So Crispy's down to 22 hit points, so it's still not looking good for Penta at all, even though they got that frag. Crystal is not gonna go down to Device, who was trying to spray him down with that MP9, but controlling the spray with that weapon is not easy at all. Crispy though, the last man standing now, 22 hit points. He does have the bomb in his hands though, so he might get the bomb plant, and that would have been a successful force buy right here. Of course they planned to win it, but if it's not possible, then at least get the bomb plant. So Crispy, now everything's on you, and eyes on everyone are on you, as we will be tracing Crispy down in this round. Actually, he's just trying to save up the AK. He's not trying to get the bomb planted on bomb site B. Maybe looking for some kind of an exit frag if TSM decide to find him. That would have been a smart thing to do for TSM. If they get this frag, they drop this weapon, Penta Sports is down to nothing. But Crispy will actually survive. 850 on him. The rest of the team, everyone on 1900. So definitely not looking good. Everyone will have to play with some Glocks. Crispy, just that AK and Kevlar. He got a good headshot right here on Carrigan previously, so why not try to go for the same? But he just goes down this time. And Carrigan still 50 hit points left. Cajun B with a little bit of support, so Carrigan will not really be able to go down, as that's what Penta was definitely aiming at. But as you can see, Cajun B successfully supports him, and Strux is the last one standing right now, but there's no weapon to save this time, and with that Glock he'll just go down very quickly. And there we go, 3-0. Now a gun round for Penta, finally. Still playing with one Galil, that's Crispy, who managed to save up the AK, but did not really profit off that anyhow. He just went down right at the beginning of the previous round in the middle, so no additional money right there for him. And he'll be playing with a Galil, as already mentioned. They don't have a lot of nades on top of that, only a couple of smokes and 4 flashbangs. No HEs, no mollies to force TSM out of the comfortable positions, which might hurt them later on. Device, though, still playing with the MP9. That's a little bit of a risk taken. We'll see if they can kill him and make it a 5-4 very quickly. Oh, stab! Did spot Dupree right there, but it was not too quick on the reaction. Did not manage to pull the trigger. Carrigan now gets one from the underpass, but then does not manage to get anything else. Crystal puts a bullet in his head. Crystal still not playing with an AWP though. I know he's the main OPER of PENTA. I know the name of his AWP is Crystal the Kill. So he probably should be trying to get it as quickly as possible. But instead he's just playing with an AK this time. Dupree will not get smoked off. He pulls the trigger at Crystal. He already knows there's one in the window as that smoke was thrown from right next to him. But there's still no fight happening. Stavros finally kills him. Dupree though with a refrag. The bomb is going towards bomb site A. That might be crucial to PENTA. They might be able to win the round just like that. Stavros to get the backstab on Zipex. And now Device trying to stop the bomb from being planted. He at least gets the headshot on Crystal and deals a lot of damage to Stavros on such long range with the MP9. That's a little bit of an accomplishment. Stavros now knows though that Dupree's coming from the connector. And Device, the bomb is definitely planted much in favor of Stavros, but he still gets the frag and will be able to defuse it. So PENTA definitely had a chance of taking this round, first round of Mirage of this whole matchup. But Device just robs them of that. And even with the MP9 that I kind of criticized right at the beginning, it still worked out. He still got a great headshot and tagged down the last man standing, Stavros. So 4-0 and PENTA still struggling, but they still decide to go for a force buy. Of course, they planted the bomb so they can afford it. But is it the right choice? Previous game I casted, once again, DNG versus Evolution. Simple. When they started losing very badly on Train, he went on tilt, was playing with AUG without Kevlar, tried to get M4s without Kevlar whenever possible, so let's hope that PENTA is not about to tilt. Let's hope that Crispy will not be playing with like Galil over and over again, and he'll finally decide to buy up some better weapon. And of course still waiting for the AWP for Crystal. A 5v4 right at the beginning of the round for TSM right off the bat too. Dupree secures the frag on Stavros, but then Crystal somehow helps himself towards the catwalk without being spotted by anyone. Which is all the more interesting that no one really held that angle. Device drops Crispy down to 5 hit points, but Crispy is still alive and kicking. Got one frag. Will be looking for more. Spotted carrying on with the AWP and the CT spawn. And Strux finds the headshot on Dupree. That leaves Carrigan and Zipex, the last two men standing. And there we go. Strux with one, but the backstab coming in from Zipex, but he's not expecting Crystal to come in from the ladder room, which blew the cover. TSM was close once again, much closer for PENTA though this time. That managed them to secure the round, but still only one man remains. Even though they got the bomb plant, even though they won the round, as you can see there's a Tech 9 in the hands of Tapson. Stavros playing with a Glock, at least he was expecting to play with a Glock, as Strux did not drop him a weapon. When the round started, a couple seconds passed and they finally spotted that, oh my goodness, Stavros, why do you only have a Glock? So Strux finally bought him up a weapon, picked himself up that M4 that they saved up from the previous one. And now Stavros will be playing with an AK. So they only have one pistol, but also one Galil, and that's two underwhelming weapons, which might make a difference. Crystal's down right at the beginning. And once again a 5v4. In the previous round it was a 5v4 though too. So PENTA still managed to come back into it. So no hope gone just yet. And there we go. PENTA approaching bomb site A much more massively right now. There's 3 people right there. One in the palace that might do something. Crispy, if he just surprises, might open this up for another bomb plant, but as I said, the buy is not so impressive. But Cajun goes down. That's what I was talking about. Crispy, if he can just surprise, and he gets that surprise kill. But then Dupree with the refrag, and that shouldn't have happened. Stavros shouldn't have let it happen. The bomb about to be planted in the smoke. If they manage to pull it off, that will definitely get them a lot of money for the upcoming rounds. And now the time is playing for Penta, which is all the more important as TSM have to retake the site. And they're not making any moves just yet, as you can see, just holding some angles. They don't really know where the rest of Penta Sports is, and they might get just picked off from some weird angles that they don't even know exist. And Zipix as the last man standing, he at least managed to kill Tapson, but in a 3v3 situation to end up it being 2-0 in favor of Penta, it's not good at all. Their plan definitely turned this round around in favor of Penta, as TSM now we're getting sweaty. 5-7, 2P250s, a CZ75 and a USP in the hands of TSM. Of course that's a pure eco. They lost 2 rounds in a row now. They're just trying to build up their economy, which will not be too easy like that if they just cannot find a single frag. Stavros steps down to 8 hit points. That might be a possibility. Now, Zipix peeks out from jungle, but he just walks back immediately because there's 3-4 even people spraying right at him. No chance to get anything done right there. And that will be TSM actually losing Zipix right there. 4-3 in favor of TSM still, in the favor of the Danish lineup, but the Germans are coming back very confidently. Winning 3 rounds in a row is definitely a good thing. And yeah, in the first round they won, they had just 1 man left alive. In the second one there was 2 people, now there's 5. So it's getting better and better, and now they will be building themselves up a bank, which might very much help them in some of the remaining rounds of this match. Once again an A push, but this time, very interestingly, there's no one on the slope. There's Tapson to help them out from Connector. There's 3 people running out of Palace. Still though, the Vice manages to get 2 frags before going down, so that's a massive play from him. Well, that still leaves Zipix alone. No matter how impressive it was, 1v3 situation is never easy. So Zipix, if he gets a surprise, if he gets a backstab, 1v2 is much, much easier and better. But instead, it looks like he'll be trying to even save up the weapon instead. TSM previously, they played an eco. So this time, they did not have a lot of money. They lost everything on buying up those M4s that they now just lost. That must be crushing. Zipix will be able to save it up. $50 on Carrigan. Yeah, now, after the income. Let's check that. Well, not looking too bad. But they are going to play it out slowly. They're just going for an eco. Not even Kevlars. Only 1 Deagle. They don't spend a lot of money on this round. Only Zipix will be trying to deal some damage and then maybe save up the weapon yet again. You can see the difference right here. Penta, sometimes they're playing with Galils, Tech-9s and stuff. But on the other hand, TSM, they just decide to save up 1 round and then come back with full force, with full strength. Carrigan definitely will be happy if he gets his AWP, so that maybe is what they're aiming at. And Cajun, he gets the frag on Stavros, but that's not the impressive part. When he was falling down from that ticket booth already, he also got another shot on some flying enemy. Dupree with a triple right now with the Eagle makes it look much better, and Crystal last man standing looking for the no-scope, but does not have enough time to react. Carrigan with a reckless play, but that earns his team enough distraction to get the frag to close out this round, and that's just so interesting. TSM, they played an eco, then they finally got a full buy to just get wrecked, but when they play another eco they win. I don't know how it happens. Dupree, he shouldn't have been allowed to get 3 frags with a Deagle sitting right in the middle of the site. No one really checked that corner, and that cost Penta a round. Now a 1-for-1 in the middle. Stavros picks off Carrigan, but Cajun B quickly answers the favor. He now rotates towards the window probably, or maybe towards the CT. Actually, that's his choice. Usually when they had 1 man somewhere, they were setting themselves up for an A push, so Cajun B assumes that, but it's not the case this time. There's 3 people in the middle. And they smoke off connector. That already 90% situation means they're going for B. There we go. Cajun B completely cut off. Cannot really count on anything. Device though pushing in from T-spawn. That might be massive. Where does he decide to go? We still have Penta in the middle, which is all the more interesting as well, Cajun B is not so reckless on the rotations. He just decides to stay there, looking for some shot when the smoke finally goes down, and he gets it. Stavros drops the bomb right behind the side. That makes it even worse for Penta. Everyone jumping out from catwalk or from apartments, but the bomb is right next to the window of the shop. So in the worst possible spot in that situation. 6-4 in favor of TSM right now. And Penta, they had a chance. They won 4 rounds in a row. And definitely made us think that they might be able to put up a good fight right here. But TSM then robbed them of their dreams with that eco round win. Cajun, he knows that something's coming from the underpass. He knows that Carrigan is covering his back from the middle. Oh wow, that run boost was very interesting. Still though, Carrigan, he did not get surprised by it. Penta having some nice ideas here in the match, but against such a good team. Against a team that can be the world champions, it's not enough. And there we go. Round number 12, so getting close to the ending of that first half, and TSM definitely looking very good. Giving up those 4 rounds might have got us worried a little bit, since the next map will be Train, picked by Penta, so they can get even more, but they immediately just stopped Penta when the time was right. Did not give them any edge. It still is looking good. If they get 11-4 scoreline, Penta will just get crushed still. And there we go. Now Penta, a couple times in a row, decided to go for that bomb site B instead. Previously, in the first half, kinda, they usually went for that bomb site A. This time they switch it up and usually go for bomb site B. Since it started to work out, they finally got shut down. This time they want to try the B. If it works, they will continue to do it. Oh, but Zipfix with 1 frag does not manage to hold control over both windows at the same time, though. Has a little bit of help from Carrigan, but that's only a 1-for-1 and a 1-for-1. So Penta with the bomb site control, with another frag, with the bomb planted. Definitely looking good for them. And Crystal picks up the AWP. He already had it right at the beginning of the round. Strux takes the AWP after Carrigan, or actually, sorry, Cajun B died, and Crystal still manages to get that no-scope. That was an incredible shot. Strux to close it out, and that's the Penta that needs to play if they want to win it right here. And it definitely is looking good this far. Now let's see, Cajun B still playing with an AWP. Saw how solo mid still able to buy up this weapon. They have enough money, which is interesting, because after 4 rounds they won in a row at the beginning, they still had to eco very early, but here they can even afford another AWP after getting crushed in the previous round. Now though, that AWP definitely paid off as Cajun got an entry frag, then Dupree also helped himself to one. And Crystal, he's the most important guy right now. Will he be able to find some shots? He's one of the better players of Penta Sports, usually sitting around the top of his standings. So we definitely expect a lot from him, but he just falls to the Vice. The bomb gets dropped. The Vice from behind definitely surprised them. And now, that's it. 8-5 in favor of TSM. The rest is just a formality. 8-5 in favor of TSM now, so sometimes they have some weak moments when they drop a round or two, but then they come back with full force, and Penta completely lost, with now only pistols in their hands. Stabs and buys up the Kevlar to probably even out the economy among the team. There we go, Device with one entry, he just falls back. There we go, Cajun looking for a shot in the middle, manages to hit one through the wall. Carrigan to close it out. Or actually, it was Cajun missing, and it was mostly Carrigan's frag. Anyway, it does not matter at this stage. It was an eco round. Everyone knew Penta will not have huge chances of taking it. 9-5 in favor of TSM right now. They have not lost a single man, so no hopes for Penta to have one of the players of TSM not fully equipped. Will be 100% put up by TSM. Best weapons that are possible. Every single nade they've ever dreamt of. And there we go. The molly goes in. Zipix definitely holding them at bay. And as you can see, 3 people positioning towards that site. So definitely the right idea, the good idea to do it. Cajun B spots that there's no one in the palace, so they might be assuming something's going on around that B. Now Crystal might get boosted up, or might boost up one of his teammates towards that window. That would have been an entry frag they very much need, but it did not happen, and Tabson just loses half of his hit points to an HE from Device. Obviously then re-peaks, which was a very reckless thing to do, just goes down. That gives Penta an unnecessary edge that TSM didn't really need to give them. Zipix, well, Saros had a nice idea, but then Zipix did not get blinded by the pop flash, so it meant nothing. Now it leaves Crispy and Strux, the 2 last men standing, in the last round of the first half. So there's no question they won't be saving, and they will just go down to the pre, both of them. Alright, the first guy, Crispy, could have not expected the pre to be in there, but the other guy just got destroyed completely. And there we go, 10-5 in favor of TSM on their own map of choice on Inferno. It's not outstanding, I wouldn't say. I mean, Penta Sports coming into this match, they are not the favorites, clearly not the favorites, but that's a massive discrepancy if you talk about the odds. Let me check CSGO land very quickly. Yeah, 86% in favor of TSM, so I would have expected more of an 11-4 or 12-3 scoreline, but they just gave up the 4 rounds right at the beginning of the round of the map, so that might have been a little bit of a mistake that did not let them accomplish that. So the pre gets hit in the head, but probably by his teammate who threw some bricks and stuff. So he's still quite healthy. Now Tabson will get that frag on Carrigan. He spots a lot of people walking out of the window too, so gives a lot of useful info to his team. Cajun goes down to that massive headshot from Crystal. He'll be looking for more, does not spot that one guy, so might not be aware that there's someone in the jungle area. Crystal though, that was a good pop flash, but TSM knows it all and they just hide. They don't peek. Device now puts himself in a very nice spot. Dupree covering the connector. And we still have Zipix in the jungle. And still no one might really be expecting him to be there. Crystal finds the headshot. He just runs into the site. Does not care about anything. Gets a double and will be looking for the triple. Will get it. However, do they have the time to defuse the bomb? You definitely do. Especially as Crispy has the defuse kit. And that's looking great for Penta right here. The pistol round might give them some more rounds now in a row. And that's, well, TSM falling in a 3v3 situation. Another thing that just shouldn't have happened for a team of such caliber. And there we go. A molly in the hands of Device. Flashbang for Carrigan. And all they have is P250s all over the place. Stavros picking up a P90, that's interesting. We'll see if he can accomplish anything with that. In some close quarters, he can just shred through people without Kevlars like nothing. He might even get an ace with just one single pull of the trigger. But it's not going to happen this time, as The storm comes on bomb site A, and Penta Sports have enough to stop them right there on the spot. Oh, Device manages to find a headshot before going down. Had just 3 hit points left, so a little bit unlucky for Crystal, but still Penta will be able to take this round. 2 casualties though, so sets them back a little bit in terms of economy, but it's not horrible at all. Now TSM, they got the bomb plant in the first round, so it will be a full buy right here, right now, and see, that's the difference. Penta, they got the bomb plant in the first pistol, but they decided to force up right after that with Galils and AKs, and that cost them a little bit too much. It threw them off, and they weren't able to get another round until 4 rounds in. And TSM, they just calm it down, and they buy up this time. They still don't have an AWP on anyone. That would have been very useful for some kind of an initial pick that they were looking for right here, right now. Crystal in the window, he might have got killed, but it did not happen. Another smoke. Crystal has no life in that window, or at least no vision. He did not get killed, he's still alive, but won't be able to achieve anything for the team. So he's of no use for the time being. And Carrigan approaching the bomb side B with one of his teammates. However, is this the call for TSM? There's only one man right there. It would have definitely be the right thing to do. The pre finds one headshot, finds the second one before going down. That's massive for TSM, and now there's no one to stop them on that bomb side B as Crispy falls. Only one frag going the way of Penta also puts them in a 2v4, which does not help at all. Stavros falls back to the CT spawn to try and save up his weapon, and taps and follows the call. He was just about to backstab TSM, but just decides to save his weapon himself and try to look for some exit frags. And yes, this is TSM's map of choice. We'll see how it goes for them, because it's definitely looking close, much closer than expected. Tab, so now might get a chance of getting some frags, but TSM just don't decide to walk right into him. Cajun falls back, and that's it. 11-7. The bomb goes off, also earns them a little bit of money too. And we have AKs, M4 in the hands of TSM. Now Penta, they won 2 rounds only, so it was impossible for them to build up the economy, and especially as TSM on their eco round, when they only had P250s, managed to kill 2 people, and that left 2 of the guys from Penta on pretty much virtually no money. And now we have a 1-for-1 in the Palace, which bodes a little bit better for TSM. Of course, the Ts will walk in as a group, while the CTs still have to cover the whole map. So they'll still have the numbers disadvantage, but we have 3 right here on A, so it might be very good for them. Cajun B walks in, but does not really know what's going on. Still, however, his spray control manages to get him a headshot on Crystal, and that only leaves Crispy. He shows himself on the stairs, so they know he'll be in that area, and he just falls to Shipix. That's 12-7 in favor of TSM, getting much closer to winning this map finally and making it look much better. 10-7 was very close, but 12-7 is already a big round discrepancy and puts them close enough to winning this map to make Penta feel the pressure finally. As it seems, Penta were quite comfortable in that matchup up until now. Well, Crispy has to be very careful. Cajun looking for the headshot. Had he got it, would have been a bomb side B approach from TSM, no questions asked. Device now down to 50, but the same goes for Crystal. And it's all fair and square still. Some smokes going in, so it is a bomb side B push anyway, even though they didn't get an entry right there. There we go. 12-7 is the scoreline. If TSM get another round right here, if Penta don't do anything to get themselves around right here, it probably is 1-0 in favor of TSM already. With the bomb planted, with so many frags going their way right now, it's just overwhelming. Now, Carrigan, Device, Cajun, 3 last man standing. On the other hand, they will be facing 2. That's Tabson and Stavros. But once again, Penta just deciding to save up the weapons, and they probably won't be able to get any exit frags as previously. Well, actually, let's see. Cajun B is approaching them. Might even be a crossfire right here if Stavros gives some info to Tabson. Someone's approaching. Stavros wins the fight. Tabson also finds a headshot on Device. Finally, Kerrigan puts him to his grave, and he'll be looking for the frag on Stavros. Extremely unfortunate for Penta. They managed to get 2 frags, but then they just lost their weapons. They were so hard trying to save. And there we go. Round number 21. And TSM, of course, looking much better. Penta now in a horrible situation with only P250s at most. Okay, Stavros has a 5-7, but he just goes down right at the beginning to Zippix. And Dupree with a double spray down. 1 bullet, 2 frags, I think, right there. He closes out this round with a triple kill. And Device with a headshot on Crystal. 14-7. I don't think TSM are worried about losing this game at all anymore. There we go, Crystal against Cajun. Oh, Cajun whiffs the shot. It was supposed to be 100% kill on Crystal, especially as Crystal was just approaching scope, so he didn't jump over. It was not a surprise to Cajun B where he showed up. A little bit of a bad thing, especially as Dupree also falls right at the beginning, but Kerrigan returns the favor. Cajun now picks up the AK and decides to not play with the AWP anymore. They're gonna go for that bomb site A. Actually, most of the TSM's lineup is already in that bomb site A, but they just cannot get to plant the bomb. They have the smokes, but they're not confident enough yet. Another frag going the way of Penta. That's extremely important. Tabson with a double. 2v3 right now for TSM as Zippix pushes out and manages to deal a little bit of damage, but still misses all the heads, so that does not help at all. Penta can just fall back, put themselves into comfortable spots, and be able to watch as TSM crumbles. To Device now, the last man standing, he'll find one. Now his position is already given away. What will he do? Crystal. Oh, he misses the headshot. That might have been him losing the round right there. He will try to get the bomb plant as Crystal falls back from the CT spawn, so he will be able to take it. Let's see what then. Crystal comes in with a USB. That was a chance of a lifetime for Device. He missed 2 of his chances right here of killing Crystal, which it's not a good thing. That gives Penta yet another round before going down on this map. Definitely makes them happy. Gives them a little bit of a confidence boost walking into that train. That definitely is a thing they need. Train is their own map of choice, and if they manage to take it, they put up such a good fight here on Mirage. So they will have the strength to fight in DOS 2 if they bring it to 1-1 scoreline. Of course, sounds like I'm assuming TSM are about to win this map, because they definitely are with Kerrigan playing like that. The aggressive AWP style. It got definitely very much punished after that patch, and the AWP movement got nerfed. Now you're moving very, very slowly while it's scoped in, but Kerrigan still manages to make it work. And the last man standing is Crystal. He definitely shouldn't be saving up his weapon right now. This is one of the last rounds did Penta get to play here on this map, so he should be taking care of it. But in a 1v5, what can you do? You can kill a guy or two. You cannot win the round yourself. Cajun B gets a headshot on Crystal. 15-8 on the scoreline right now, and TSM about to take the first map of this best of 3. And there we go, only pistols now in the hands of Penta and Kevlars. Oh, definitely not the perfect setup for possibly the last round of this whole map. And Device in a 1v2 right now. He has to take care of that. He'll actually fall to Stavros, but then Cajun returns the favor very quickly. Kerrigan was already on the catwalk. I have no idea why somebody let him get there so quickly without being spotted. He still with that movement manages to dodge a lot of bullets and kill Strugs. for Cajun to close out the round. That's crisply falling by the ending. 16-8 is the scoreline of Mirage. The map chosen by TSM. So Penta got quite a bit. He definitely should not be saying Penta will 100% hands down lose this match right at the beginning, as they are also able to put up a good showing. For example, take a look at Strux, only 6 frags. Had he been able to put up a little bit better performance, it might have even been Penta taking this map. Well, anyway, let's leave the shenanigans for later. Let's now go into a short break. I hope you're enjoying it. My name is Neurointegrate. Sorry for the solo cast. All the other casters are away for the time being. Vendetta is absent. Same goes for Sadokist, so I have to take it by myself. But I still think, I hope it's not too bad. I hope it's possible for you to listen. You don't have to mute the stream. So there we go, into the commercial break now.